Om Vishwam Darpana Drishyamanak Tulyannijantargatam Pashyannatmani Mayaya Bahiribhut Bhutan Yatha Nidraya Yasakshat Kurute Prabodha Samaye Swatmanameva Dvayam Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namanidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye Bijasyantarivangkuro Jagadidam Prang Nirvikalpam Punaha Maya Kalpita Deshakala Kalana Vaichitra Chitri Kritam Maya Viva Vijrumbhayatyapi Maha Yogi Vayasvechaya Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namahidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namahidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Om. So this Muṇḍaka Upaniṣad has got 65 mantras total. 65 mantras are divided into 3 chapters. Each chapter is called Muṇḍaka. And every chapter has 2 sections. So the 65 mantras are divided into 6 sections or 3 chapters. And Upanishad begins with a prayer. Very wonderful prayer. Bhadrang karnebhihi shrunuyam, etc. So traditionally both the teacher and student will pray together before beginning the study of any Upanishad. In fact, every Upanishad has a Shanti Patha or this prayer which is meant for invoking peace. And peace is nothing but a resolution of an obstacle. That's it. So, naturally, if obstacle would be there, then definitely the study would not happen. Study may start, but then it may stop. How many types of obstacle that we will see? So definitely this is meant for, before every class, the teacher and student both do this Shanti Patha. And this prayer basically is in form of chanting that mantra, of course, with the swara, or else, you learn swara later, and as teacher chants, you repeat it. And this is in a way our culture, that any undertaking, whether it is a building a home or writing a essay or writing a book or starting a new business or even studying a new text, etc., begins with a prayer. That's our culture. But why should we pray? That's a question. First thing is, why should we pray? Well, any undertaking can have any number of obstacles. And a prayer is said in order to ward off all obstacles, basically, and to invoke the grace of Ishvara for the success of this undertaking. Any undertaking, in order to be successful, requires 3 factors. Well, being an undertaking, very first factor is your own effort, right? Any undertaking requires effort. So the first factor is an effort. In Sanskritam we call prayatna. Prayatna means an effort. Second is a time, kalaha. And third is daivam, well known in the world, with the different words, starting from luck, chance, everything. Right? So, three things are there. So, prayatna means a well-directed effort, not just effort. That then means a undertaking cannot accomplish what you want to accomplish. It should be a well-directed effort. And it should be adequate effort, which shows one's commitment to the pursuit. One must persevere and continue to be with the pursuit until it is accomplished. You should not leave it in between. That's called prayatna. Second factor is a time. Is also equally important factor for the successful completion of the undertaking, because everything does not happen instantly. I want to accomplish that I should have a Alfonso mango in my garden. I should get fresh mangoes. That's my goal, suppose. Definitely you start what? First you plant, you dig the soil and put the seed and manure, water, and that's effort. Every day you do. But if today I plant, I saw a seed, tomorrow I'm not going to get. It will take number of years, right? So adequate, well-directed effort for a length of time in order to accomplish anything. But your adequate effort is there for a length of time you are doing also. Need not be that you will get the fruits. It may die because of any reason, because of certain disease. It may die due to storm, a tornado, anything can happen. Number of factors are there. Sometimes we don't know how the plant dies. A big tree just dies like that, right? It happens. Maybe pest or termite, etc. We don't know. Number of factors are there. All this becomes obstacle, because of which, even though your effort is there for a length of time, you have put the effort, adequate effort, well-directed effort, yet undertaking may not be successful. Therefore, there is a third factor, which is called daivam. Either you say grace of God, either you say luck, either you say chance, right? Anything. That's called daivam. Anyway, so there are hundreds of obstacles that could come in the way of accomplishing a goal, and one cannot totally overcome all the obstacles, because our knowledge is limited and our power also is limited. Therefore, it happens that sometimes the factor, obstacle, that if this is going to, make me failure in my undertaking, but you cannot do anything. It happens. Too much of cold, too much of rain, too much of heat. What can you do? And plant just dies. Therefore, so there are factors which you don't know, because of which, you may not get there, you may not be able to accomplish. Or there are factors which you know, but you cannot control. So the human being has a limited power, limited knowledge. And because of that, all the time your undertaking may not be successful. So even if one visualizes, that there are obstacles, etc., but sometimes you are not able to control them. And this happens all the time in our life. Either passing exams, either eating a food, either crossing a road. Just crossing a road. Person may end up in a hospital or may end up in another world, we don't know. So any undertaking, even though your effort and time is there, this is third thing, which makes a difference between success and failure. Your effort is not a factor which makes a difference between success and failure. The time also is not a factor which makes a difference between success and failure. Adequate effort, well-directed effort for a length of time is there, still this third factor is there, which makes a difference between success and failure. That is what has been told in Mahabharata, that story. Very beautiful, right? This Arjuna and Duryodhana both went to take help of Lord Krishna for the war. And when Duryodhana went, Bhagavan was sleeping. He went first. But he definitely sat near the Bhagavan's head, near that part. And then Arjuna came also. He also wanted to take a help. And he also saw Bhagavan is taking rest. So he just stood near the feet of the Lord. And as Bhagavan opened the eyes, he first saw Arjuna. That was a little dilemma. Whoever has come first should be given chance first to ask. But Bhagavan told Arjuna, why you have come here? Well, I need your help. And then Duryodhana, he never prayed. But this is the only time he prayed that Arjuna should not ask the army of the Krishna. This is the only time he prayed. And he has that feeling also, because Arjuna simply asked that you should be there on our side. He did not ask for the army. Duryodhana thought this fellow is a sentimental fool. One more mouth to feed in the wartime. Right? He is not going to lift any. Bhagavan told, I will not lift any, take any, my chakra, etc. Nothing. I will be simply present. Well, no problem. No problem, Arjuna said, but you should be there on my side. And Duryodhana, of course. And this Bhagavan's army, Yadavas, they had a boon that a non-Yadavas could never win them. So other than that, all are non-Yadavas. They could not win over. So whoever has this Yadava armies, definitely they are going to win. So Duryodhana was very happy. Very happy. He asked for the army and he got it. And Bhagavan was teasing Arjuna, you have made a mistake. He said, no. The difference between victory and loss is you. I chose you. And therefore victory will be on my side. That's what it is. Difference between success and failure is daivam. This is the thing. And everyone has experienced this. So much effort we put, and well-directed effort we put. We plan so many things. We allow a time also to fructify everything. Still, things can definitely go to which will not be in our favor. So anyway, one may call it as I said, it is. People say it's a law of karma. Somebody says chance, somebody says luck, somebody says God, somebody says grace of God. It's all is daivam. But everyone recognizes this. So there is a factor that makes a difference between success and failure. So even though you can't control all variables, you can take into definitely account as much as you can and do something to make it favorable. And if you, in that case, you will not be helpless because you have a hope, right? You have a hope. You can be hopeful. And that hope is based on the way of prayer, which can make a difference. Those factors, those can be made favorable to give you to give you a success, etc. And so, this hope is based on prayer. And so, you become prayerfully hopeful to avoid helplessness. Yeah. If you don't take help, you will be helpless. That's how prayer has so much importance in our life. So much importance. And it makes difference. It's a time-tested thing. All great leaders have prayed. All great leaders. Because it's your free will versus God's will. We call it generally as a free will versus fate. Fate is nothing but the God's will. Once you do an action, the result is going to come from this world only. And the world is being a manifestation of Ishvara. All the laws are manifestation of Ishvara. Those laws have to be favorable in order to give you desirable result. It is simple. It's not that God is sitting somewhere and he thought, well, he has not shown Karpura Arati today. He did not. He is giving every day this sugar for Naivedya. I'm tired of that. I will teach a lesson. People use even the old cloths every day to rub this because every day they do the kumkumam on the photo. So every day you will have to remove and put a fresh one. So they take the old cloth, which is even you don't use for any purpose. That kind of a cloth you keep and every day you rub it. The cloth itself has become red and yellow and everything. It's all mechanical. My point is, so once your free will is there, you have a choice. Karmanyeva adhikaraste. Ma phaleshu. Yeah. Ma phaleshu means what? Ma phaleshu means you don't have any jurisdiction. Means the result is predestined or what? No, not at all. If result is predestined, the law of karma is useless. Law of karma is useless. Karma always gives a result in accordance with your, in accordance with you get a result in accordance with your karma. That's a law. Therefore, it's important that what you do, with planning you do, everything is important. But you cannot determine the result. You are a contributory factor for the result. You cannot be a determining factor for the result. Because to determine the result, more than you as a factor, which is our contributory factor, there are other contributory factors. Those contributory factors are not in your control. That is me. So it's a free will versus God's will. Yeah. Is there a free will? That kind of question is asked. There's a Stanford fellow. He's a big book. Is there a free will? Like that. Yeah, you have written a book with a free will. You chose to write. You chose to write. Free will is there. Bhagavad Gita, everywhere free will is there. Uddharet atmana atmanam avasadayet. You have to lift yourself. I cannot help you, Arjuna. Means what? It's all your free will. All this, ahimsa, etc., all this. You should observe a non-violence based on your free will. Anyway, so all whatever is required for preparation of this knowledge is all based on free will. Your attitudes, your values, your religious life, your prayers, all free will. It's not predestined thing. But anyway, I'm saying, so it's human being has that privilege. Karmani adhikara. Adhikara means privilege. Free will is there. Based on free will, human being has a purushartha. Yeah. Purushartha versus prarabdha. A human being has goals and he chooses the goal, particular goal. That choice is there. Anyway, so this is not fair, but people they write. Yeah, a free will means you cannot choose everything. You have a certain, based on your choice is always based on your knowledge and your power. Your desire is always based on your knowledge. No one desires in this world which is totally unknown. What's your desire, Swami? Desire for unknown thing. That cannot be. Based on your knowledge you desire. So that way free will has a certain limitation. And but you definitely have, there is a free will. Yeah. Anyway, so my point is this daivam. Other than purushartha and so that is there, prayatna. That's one of the factors. That's your free will. The second factor is this daivam for accomplishing. That is there. So if you acknowledge the existence of this factor, then you are a very objective person. Otherwise, one will be in a helpless situation. And the objectivity here is like this. What is the objectivity? That I have some resources, some talent, some knowledge. With all this, I plan for a particular thing to happen. But there is always one factor over which I have no control, and I say prayer to have this factor to be favorable to me. This is a pragmatism. This is a pragmatism. And person who says this prayer is definitely a pragmatic person, because he knows that he cannot call all the shots. So this prayer that which we are, of course, doing here for the study is very meaningful for this occasion, helpful for the study, etc. So it is not a broad spectrum prayer. Broad spectrum antibiotics like that, it's a broad broad spectrum prayer. So broad spectrum prayer means a prayer, general prayer for anything. So this is not like that. The prayer which we have is not a broad, it is a specific prayer. When we see the meaning, you will feel that, yeah, it's a specific prayer. Very first thing is asking for the good health. Then study is possible. Without health, anyway. So, and specific prayers are there are so many specific prayers are there even in Veda also, for a particular purpose. And for certain disease somebody has and they have a specific prayer. You have a certain debt in business, etc. Then there is a specific prayer to Ganapati. It's a Runa Harana mantra is there. Runa Harana mantra is there of Ganapati. And I have seen people have done. I'm not, generally I tell a lot of lies, but at least this much is a truth, that I tell lies, okay? But this is, I have seen people have done it in number of times, etc., which has been told, and then they perform ritual also with that same 1/10 of that, whatever you chant, you should perform a ritual. And person has come out. He has lost so much money in the construction in Ahmedabad. And literally, he was on the verge of committing suicide. And so like that, certain Vedic prayers I have seen. It's not fair on my part to tell like this, but I have seen. People had no child. The couple has no child, and the specific mantra to Lord Krishna. And people have 10 years, 12 years, 13 years. Doctor said nothing can be done. They have a child. So it all depends on your Shraddha. You may say, well, it may be a luck, Swamiji, or something. But ultimately, luck is again the same thing, favor of Ishvara. Anyway, so there are specific prayers, and there is a general prayer, broad spectrum. So, here also there are many obstacles in gaining self-knowledge, and therefore specific prayer is for the successful study of the Shastra. But one thing is there, it's like the prayer also is like an intake of a medicine. And merely intake of medicine is not helpful. Along with that, you have to observe certain discipline, right? They always say, especially in Ayurveda, and just taking medicine is not enough to get rid of disease, get rid of obstacle. They say along with that, you have to observe certain type of regulations are there. Same way here, prayer is like an intake of medicine, but it doesn't mean it will remove all obstacles. Along with that, what is required is adequate effort, well-directed effort for a length of time also is essential in order to make the undertaking successful. Now let's see the meaning. Before that, let us chant it. I chant first and then you repeat it. So you will find it, the page number is not there, but few pages you should allow to go, and then you will find this prayer. Om Bhadram Karne Vishnuyama Devaha Bhadram pashyemakshabhiryajatraha Sthirairangaihi stuštuvagum sastanubihi Vyashema devahitam yadayuhu Swasti nahindro vruddhashravaha Swasti nah pusha vishvavedaha Swasti nastarksho harishtanemihi Swasti no brihaspatirdadhatu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So Bhadram Karnebihi Shrunuyama Devaha. So Bhadram, may we listen which is most auspicious, what is meaningful, what is truthful with our ears. Karnebihi is in our regular Sanskritam, that's a wrong usage actually. There is no word, Karnam is a word, but then the Tritiya Vibhakti, Bahuvachanam will be Karnaihi. But this is a Vedic license. So Veda can definitely go with that. Yes, Sakshat Aparokshat Brahma. You must have heard of this. Sakshat Aparokshat. Aparoksham Brahma. Anyway. So this is Veda. So Vedic usage, we call Chandas Prayoga usage, which is Chandas. Chandaha means Veda. And so Chandas means it's a Vedic usage. We should not say it is wrong. It's all ultimately, Ishvara's revelation. And so, but in our Sanskrit, general Sanskrit language, Karne Bihi is equal to Karnaihi, with the ears. So may we listen something which is most auspicious, which is meaningful, which is truthful with our ears. Means may we have an opportunity to listen to Shastra. That's a prayer. O Devaha, O gods. So, which talks about truth. So, and may we listen Shastra with the Shraddha. So it will be fruitful. So we will be able to understand it. So that is a Bhadram Karnebihi Shrunuyama Devaha. Devaha is a address. O Devaha, O gods. Devatas are the manifestation of Ishvara. With one whole is basically the entire creation. The entire cosmos is Ishvara, it's his manifestation. A given aspect in the cosmos, so you look upon Ishvara from that given aspect, we call Devata. Like sun is a manifestation in the cosmos, right? Everything is Ishvara, therefore sun is also Ishvara. So when you visualize Ishvara from standpoint of the sun, we call Surya Devata. Vayu Devata, Prithvi Devata, like that. A certain aspect of Ishvara. And therefore that's called Devata. It's also manifestation of Ishvara, same way. But how can you say, Swamiji, it's Ishvara? Because it's an intelligent manifestation. Everything is intelligent. So much intelligence. So much intelligence. You can see the sun, the usages of the sun, the purpose of the sun in our creation. So much. For it's an intelligent manifestation. Wherever there is an intelligent manifestation, behind that there is a consciousness involved. Anything which is an intelligent manifestation, there must be a hand of conscious being, right? And the intelligent manifestation, because it serves a purpose. So things are put together here to serve a certain purpose. Therefore, there must be a conscious being whose intelligence, whose knowledge is there behind this. And therefore, save a sun also, which is put together, creation, definitely intelligent manifestation. And therefore, we call it as and so the laws, that intelligent laws with which the sun works, does its job, that intelligent law is called Devata. Anyway, Bhadram Pashyema Akshabihi Yajatraha. Yajanatrayate iti Yajatraha. Yajanatrayante. So, may these Yajatras, Devatas, who are recipient. Yajanat means if you worship them, if you praise them, well, they definitely protect you. Trayante. So, may the Yajatras, Devas, who are recipient of the praise, protect us. And Bhadram Pashyema. So, well, may we have the knowledge with the help of which we will see everything as a Ishvara. Bhadram Pashyema. May we perceive, may we see everything as a manifestation of Ishvara. Yeah. Other than, if we see everything as other than Ishvara, that's due to ignorance. That's a fact, that everything is a manifestation of Ishvara. Whatever is there in the dream world is your manifestation. Your manifestation, we cannot deny it. Whether it is a space, whether it is a time, dream space, dream time, dream objects, dream people, all is your manifestation, right? It doesn't come anything from outside. Same way, the whole thing is Ishvara's manifestation, like that. So, but we don't know it's that it is Ishvara, etc. Therefore, you will always find a Puja Swamiji's popular statement regarding Ishvara, and that what is Ishvara. What is Ishvara. Anything is you see here is ultimately Ishvara. Anyway, because he is maker and material both. Anyway, then third, Sthiraihi angaihi tushtuvamsaha tanubihi vyashema devahitam yad ayuhu. So, vyashema, may we engage ourselves with what? Sthiraihi angaihi tushtuvamsaha tanubihi. So may we engage ourselves with the healthy limbs of our bodies, various limbs. May we engage ourselves with the healthy limbs. Yad ayuhu, whole lifetime. For what? Devahitam, for the praising the Devatas, for praising Devas. So it's a God-centered life. Anything which you do, well, you definitely have, in your awareness, there is a Ishvara. More the awareness of Ishvara, more you are, you are closer to the goal. What is the goal? Ishvara. Ishvara is the goal of life, Brahman. So, more awareness in your, in your life about Ishvara, we call religious person, and very closer to the goal, naturally. Anyway, Swastina Indro Vruddhashavaha Indraha. So may this Indra, who is what? Vruddhashavaha, who is exalted one. So Naha Swasti, so who is exalted one, who deserves all praise, give us well-being. Naha means us. Swasti means well-being. So Vruddhashavaha Indraha Naha Swasti Dadatu, etc. So you can supply the verb. Swastinaha Pusha Vishwavedaha. May the all-knowing Lord, Son, do good to us. Vishwavedaha means all-knowing. So may the all-knowing Lord, Son, do good to us. And definitely the Son also stands for Ishvara, all knowledge. So let us enjoy the grace of Ishvara by invoking him as the Son. That's how in a Gayatri, that is what it is actually. Gayatri is not invoking Gayatri. Gayatri is a 1 meter in the Veda. So Gayatri, Anushtup, Jagati, Brihati, Pankti, etc. There are meters. In the meters, those are certain mantras. Like in our Bhagavad Gita, you find 2 meters, right? One is Anushtup Chandaha, other is a Trishtup Chandaha. Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yuyutsavaha Mamakaf Pandava Shaiva Kimakurvata Sanjaya. So there are 4 padas here, 4 quarters in this shloka. Each quarter has 8 letters. That's a characteristic of a Anushtup. Jayate Mriyate Va Kadach. That's a Trishtup, in which every quarter has 11 letters. So same way in a Veda also, there are, all mantras have a meters. One of the meters is Gayatri. But the mantra is basically Savitru mantra. So basically, therefore, tat savituhu varenyam, bhargo devasya dhimahi dhiyo na pacha. Savituhu varenyam tejaha. So, etc. So anyway, So basically, we invoke the Ishvara's grace in the form of sun. Then Swasti Naha Tarkshaha Arishtanemihi. So Tarkshaha means a Garuda. And he also stands for Ishvara. Everything is a manifestation. And what is this Garuda? Arishtanemihi. Has no obstacles in his flight. So when Garuda flies in the sky without any obstacles, in the same way, may we gain Ishvara without any obstacle. For that, let this Garuda do a grace, which is in the form of Ishvara. Swastinaha Brihaspatihi Dadatu. Brihaspati, is a teacher of Indra. And Brihaspati is also a devata of our intellect. So everything is functioning intelligently, therefore there is a presiding deity, that intelligent principle which works. So definitely, Swastinaha Brihaspatihi Dadatu means let the grace of this Brihaspati, who is a teacher of teachers, be with us. That grace be with us, so that our study will be. That's how I said it is a specific prayer. It's not just a broad spectrum prayer. We pray for basically for the health also, so that we can continue our study, and we also pray for a grace of Ishvara in form of a sun who is all-knowing, because we want knowledge, and we want to complete the study without obstacles, so we invoke the grace of Garuda also, etc., etc. Brihaspati also, who is a presiding deity of the intellect. So, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om is the name of the Lord, nickname. He likes this. Yeah, he likes. There are nicknames for a husband and wife, also call each other with a nickname. For the kids, we have a nickname. So Bhagavan says, I should also have it. Okay. So Om, wonderful. Om is Ishvara. That is what it is. Not Om is a name of Ishvara. Om is Ishvara, Brahman. That's what Muṇḍaka says. Beautiful description. Everything is Om here. Everything is Om. Yat bhutam, what is that? Yat bhutam bhavishyat, bhavat bhavishyat, sarvam omkaraha eva. Yacha trikaladitam tadapi omkaraha eva. The first mantra itself, everything which you see here, which is within the time, is Om. Which is Trikalatitam, which is beyond time, is Om. And very next mantra, everything is Brahman. First mantra, everything is Om. Second mantra, everything is Brahman. Brahmaiva idam sarvam Brahma. Ayamatma Brahma. Soyamatma Chatushpat. What an equation. Everything is Om. First mantra. Second mantra, everything is Brahman. Means Om is Brahman. Not Om is a name, word which reveals Brahman. No. Om is Brahman. You chant Om and you lift yourself to this, to your reality. And the reality is that Brahman. That's whole analysis of Omkara is done so brilliantly. You don't find in any Upanishad. Everywhere, I think Omkar Upasana, etc. is there, but just chanting Om and one can lift oneself to a different dimension. Anyway, so Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om is the name of Lord. And so the prayer is what? Let there be a peace. Not three types of peace. Three types of obstacles are there. And therefore, we invoke three types of, we invoke the resolution of all the three types of obstacles. That's called peace. But how many? What are those three types of obstacles? Well, first is Adi Daivikam, obstacles which are there centered on factors which one has no control, in form of natural events. Saturday, going to come, freezing rain. Alert, 7 to 9. Evening 7 to 9 on 27th, freezing rain. Means you cannot even walk. You will sleep. So Adi Devika, you cannot do anything. You know now. It's prediction, weather prediction. Well, What can you do? It's obstacle. Thank God that's a time we don't have a class. But Swamiji, satsang is there. I will come. Whether you come or not, that's a different thing. I will sail myself in this. So, first is Adi Devikam, centered on the factors which are definitely, over which we have no control, in form of natural events, etc. Earthquake, this, that. Then Adi Bhautikam. So obstacles arise from other fellow human beings, our own people. You want to come for the camp, and you have done everything, you have registered everything, and then wife or husband, either way, got sick. Swami, I cannot come because she is sick or he is sick, whatever. So obstacle can arise from the fellow human beings also. Sometimes neighbor creates. You want to study, and they different things. So other life forms also. So there are external forces over which we have no immediate control. And third is the adhyatmic obstacle. So, the obstacles created by your own body. Certain physical illness, even mental illness can come. And so that is also a major obstacle. So these are prayer, basically to maintain good health, good mind, everything. That's how I said specific prayer. So, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So let there be no obstruction from the forces over which we have no control or no immediate control. Okay, so that is over. Now, our mantra is 1 to 12. First Muṇḍaka, I told you 2 sections, every Muṇḍaka, every chapter has 2 sections. So our mantra is appearing, Parikshalokan Karmachitam, is appearing as a 12th mantra in the second section of the first Muṇḍaka, first chapter. So I have to give you a little introduction of the first chapter till we reach this 12th mantra. So what has gone by? In that, the first section of the first chapter has 9 mantras out of 65 total, 9 mantras. And it's an introductory section, and 2 things are here in this 9 mantras discussed. First is this tradition of the teaching, which I talked in the morning, of course. And the second is a subject matter of the teaching of the Upanishad. And this first is the tradition of teaching. And it is this tradition of the teaching basically is a divine tradition, defectless tradition, time-tested tradition. And it has been coming down from this Guru Shishya Parampara, etc. Perennially flowing like a river. Ganges is flowing like, thousands of years. So definitely, every moment it's a new water, but the flow is continuous. Same way here also, the teacher-student keeps change naturally. Teacher is there right now and he teaches, the student becomes teacher, and the prarabdha of the teacher is over, he goes, but then the flow continues. So teaching tradition basically is like a flow of river, perennial. And here in Muṇḍaka Upaniṣad, I told you, Shaunaka Rishi is a student and goes to the Angiras. And the mantra is what? Shaunako havai mahashalaha angirasam vidivat upasannaha papracha. So he is mahashalaha. Shaunaka gives, because you should know who are the students and who are the teachers. Then you will have a certain reverence. Definitely we ask, who is learning all this self-knowledge? Who is teaching? So all these people are the great people. Mahashalaha means, it says, Mahatyaha Yagnapaka Shaladayaha Yasya Saha Mahashalaha. Shankaracharya ji says, who has a great, the very big kitchen and very big Yagnashala, etc. Means very Vaidika. He was doing big rituals, etc. And naturally, one of the things which is compulsory is, after if you perform a ritual, you have to give annadana. You have to give a food to everyone. So you should have a big pakashala also, big kitchen. So he was doing all this. Such a great Vaidika must be very purified, sanctified. His mind must have been very, very refined. He is a student, and he asked that teacher called Angiras. And so he says, Vidhivat Upasanna. So, well, definitely he reverentially approaches the teacher. Reverentially means there is a Shraddha. We talked in the morning with Shraddha and Bhakti. He definitely approached the teacher. And then he asked the question, which introduces the subject matter. What is the question? Kasminnu bhagavo vijñāte sarvamidam vijñātam bhavati. Hey Bhagavaha, O revered sir, by knowing which one thing alone does everything becomes known. There is a something knowing which everything is known in the world. Well, is there such a knowledge? Our Shvetaketu also asked this question to Uddalaka. Yeah. So same way here also he asked. So, and then, Angiras told to Shaunaka, Tasmai sahovacha, Dve vidye veditavye iti hasma, yad brahmavido vadanti, parachaiva aparacha. So, Angiras told to Shaunaka, those who know Veda, Brahmavidaha, so here Brahman means Veda. Brahman has a four meaning. Word Brahma has four meaning. One meaning of word Brahma means Brahmana, a Sattvika person, disposition Sattvika. Another meaning of word Brahman means our Brahman, Satchidanand Brahma. Third meaning of word Brahma is Brahmaji. The fourth meaning of word Brahma means Veda. Bhagavan has used in third chapter. Yeah, Bhagavan has used this word Brahma for Veda in the third chapter, Karma Yoga. He has used that word. So anyway, here Brahmavidaha. So knowers of Veda says that there are two types of knowledges. One should acquire both the types of knowledges. This is what the answer of Angiras to the student, Shaunaka. When Shaunaka asked, O revered sir, by knowing which one thing, everything becomes known. Then teacher said this. So what is this? Parachaiva aparacha. Both the types of knowledge. Paravidya means the knowledge of something which is higher. Aparavidya means knowledge of something which is lower. Lower means not it is totally unimportant, etc. No, not that. But one vidya is something, one knowledge is something which directly gives you moksha, which you want. Knowledge is a means for moksha. That's definitely better. The second is a knowledge, which gives indirectly, which prepares you for the paravidya. Aparavidya is something, which will prepare you for paravidya, etc. And so, so I will talk about it, this regarding aparavidya also. So the certain preparatory disciplines, all is called aparavidya. That is kept in the mind by the teacher. And he says there are two things which he discusses two things. One is a karma, another is a meditation, upasana. So what happens is, because we have an obstacle, I being Satchidananda or Brahman, but there is no question of that I should not be aware of it, because it's in form of myself. So, but Jiva doesn't know this fact that I am Brahman, etc. So it means there is an ignorance. That's the first obstacle. It is called in Vedanta as a avaranam. Avaranam means a veiling. Means you don't know yourself that you are Brahman or you are Satchidananda. You don't know. That's the first obstacle called avaranam. Which is, because of that, you are not able to know yourself. And to eliminate that ajnanam or avaranam, etc., ignorance, one requires a means of knowledge, which is in the form of Shastra. So that knowledge is called Paravidya, which will definitely, if you know, then definitely self-ignorance will go away and you will appreciate that I am Brahman. So definitely the knowledge that I am Brahman will take care of this pratibandhaka, obstacle. But to understand that fact to oneself, well, definitely the mind has to be ready. And if mind is not ready, the avarana will not go, ignorance will not go. And therefore, well, even though you are exposed to the Vedanta, that's how people complain. Swami, I just can't understand what is going on. People complain. What is this Brahman? I just don't know. What is this Mithya? What is Satyam? One person said, I understood everything other than what is Mithya and what is Satyam. So, you have not understood anything. So there is an obstacle. We should understand. So even though you are exposed to the teaching, means of knowledge is there, knowledge should take place. If my eyes are open and you are there, so I should be able to see. If I am not able to see, there is some problem here. Some obstacle is there. So then aparavidya comes. So your avarana is there, obstacle is there, you gain knowledge, you are exposed to teaching and you gain knowledge and say, I am a Brahman, but you are not able to do. Then Shastra says there are two more pratibandhakas, which will be taken care of by this aparavidya. Means you should prepare yourself. And they say, these pratibandhakas are, as I told you, divided into two. And first is called malam. Malam means this impurity which is nothing but our ragadveshas, which doesn't allow your mind to get focused. Mind always runs, mind only runs without your consent only in two directions. One is the direction of where it finds some joy. In that direction it will run. So mind runs towards object which it finds a pleasure. I mean, it gains certain pleasure. And either or else, mind runs in a direction where there is pain, source of pain. And that is essential. Source of pain needs attention. Wherever in the body there is a pain, our attention goes there, and it is good so that we can take care of it. And therefore, basically, mind goes either in these two directions. And mind doesn't run either in that direction. That's called dispassion. To gain dispassion, Bhagavan has given solution in 6th chapter this. Arjuna complained, well, you taught me everything. 2nd chapter, 3rd chapter, everything you taught me. Therefore, well, you need not teach, but then Chanchalatva sthitim asthiram. So my mind is definitely running here and there. Chanchalam. Chanchalam hi manah Krishna pramati balavadrudam. Bhagavan says, asamshayam. No doubt. Mind is this. Mind should not be steady. If mind is steady, means mind is not able to function. If you are seeing me and mind has become steady, fixed on Swami now, then afterwards, whatever I said, your mind cannot have those vrittis. Could you follow what I'm saying? So mind should be dynamic. It should run. It should definitely move. Like the fill. Fill moves. That's if suppose a only single frame is shown to you 3 hours. You will not sit 3 hours, first thing. So mind should have, because the world is basically of the varieties of objects. And you have to relate to the world. You are living a life. Therefore, depending upon object, you should have a corresponding thought. So mind should constantly change. Mind is constantly changing is not a matter of complaint. How can you say asamshayam, Bhagavan's word? Asamshayam, no doubt. Mind is chanchalam. Mind is moving, which is healthy. But then definitely, if you want to focus, mind should help you, being your instrument. Then let it run whenever it wants to run. But when you want its help, it should be ready, be friendly with that pursuit, with that undertaking. And for that, the solution is this. Bhagavan said, Vairagya, asamshayam mahabaho manodurnigraham chalam abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha gruhyate. So vairagya is this freedom from likes and dislikes. Likes and dislikes, not even freedom, to be honest with you. Likes and dislikes will remain and they are good. But you should not be under the sway, you should not be overwhelmed by your likes and dislikes. They should not make you compel for their fulfillment. That's it. Then you have vairagya. Vairagya is there, definitely means mind is not running without your permission to either towards object of pleasure, objects of pain. It doesn't run. Means it is available. But Bhagavan said one more thing. If you want a mastery over the mind, mere vairagyam will not come like that. Abhyasa, practicing. And that practice involves showing the limitation of varieties of pursuits. Money, this, that, etc. Various limitations. You have to see again and again. That's what even Bhagavan said in Vivek, Shankaracharya said in a Vivek Chudamani. So, that is dosha drishtya muhur muhu. Again and again, see that. Because it's basically inbuilt in your system. Like I give you example. Suppose you say, this is little I am digressing, but it is very good. Master your mind to an extent is very essential. Like we have one thing in our mind. No money, no respect. No money, no respect. If I have no money, well, I will lose respect in society. Which is ingrained actually. It's not one fine morning I got this thought. Right? You are brought up in a certain situation, certain society where money has a value. And therefore, since you are brought up in that, so from the childhood you have this. But if you just think, you will find it is totally without, it has no bearing. This kind of a conclusion is useless. If no money means no respect, means people who give away money, everything and become moneyless, they should not have any respect. So Warren Buffett should not have any respect because he gave away 90%, 95% of his money. He's just living with his 5% money. He should definitely have no respect. But it's reverse. And then more money, more respect, that's not true. There are certain smugglers and there are certain drug dealers and they have billions of dollars, right? There are certain heads of terrorist organizations and all. Billions of dollars. More money, more respect. In fact, you don't want to even see them. Where is the question of respect? But it's all ingrained. The money which doesn't have the value in terms of respect, you superimpose on that. And then you run for that. So you make yourself free from the hold of this. Because you make yourself free from the superimposition on the superimposition of a value on the money, basically. This is extra superimposition. Money has a buying power and definitely it runs life. You have no lunch is free lunch. So definitely it sustains life, certain external comfort, that's fine. But more than that you superimpose and then your mind runs towards that. That's called attachment to that. You make yourself free from that. Extra superimposition, extra value which you have superimposed on money, you make yourself free from that. Then mind will not run. Mind runs towards the objects of attachment or aversion, pleasure or pain. That's the only thing. And that one has to do. Abhyasa, Bhagavan said. It will not come just like that. If it is a mistake, you can rectify the mistake and it will go away. This is not a just mistake. One fine morning you have that you thought like that. No money, no respect. It's not. You have been brought up in a society where money has value and you picked up the value of a money like that. So if one wants a mastery over the mind, definitely this is essential. Anyway, so malam is a obstacle of the mind which runs here and there. And and for the sake of removal of these impurities, all we know, karma yoga, etc. I don't want to talk into that. It is a lot of things have been talked. And so, and that all types of karmas, kayika karma, vachika karma, etc. Well, with the certain attitude of yoga, etc., one makes oneself free from the hold of that. And then vikshepa means a restlessness. And restlessness are called non-abidance of the mind. And for the removal of vikshepa, well, definitely meditation is the only means. Yeah, meditations, variety of the japa, etc., which we are doing in the morning, that makes your mind, you train your mind to be with one thing. Yeah. And the key in the meditations, japa meditation, is you should be awareful of the gap, that interval between two successive chants. If you are able to do it, well, then you should give auto-suggestion to yourself that, oh mind, be there in the interval between two successive chants. Mind will run away, but then you will be alert again. And that way, so your commitment is for the chanting, but also you are alert, you are conscious of that interval. Once you are conscious of the interval, that is a conscious of the mind, and definitely the mind will not run away. So vikshepa is there, restlessness is there, and for that upasana or the japa, etc., is a means. And various upasanas prescribed by the Shastra are meant, well, basically for creating a mind that is already abiding. That is, that is steady and abiding. And that's how modern psychology also, it seems that they use these various techniques of meditation, visualization, etc., in form of a therapist to calm down the mind, They use it also. They are also prescribing various different types of meditations they prescribe. So this is how paravidya and aparavidya. Paravidya removes the very main obstacle called ignorance, naturally. Self-knowledge removes self-ignorance. But even though you are exposed to this knowledge and yet you are finding that I'm not able to appreciate I'm Brahman, etc., then definitely there are other obstacles. And those obstacles are in form of a malam and vikshepa. Mala and vikshepa. Mala means impurities in terms of likes and dislikes, which will definitely your mind will not, they don't allow your mind to be focused with one thing. And the second thing is a vikshepa. Even though you may not have a ragadvesha, still your mind keeps wandering. People, we feel that we have certain attachments and aversion, that's how it is running. No, still mind will run away here and there. Therefore, meditation is also important. So, in order to remove this mala and vikshepa, aparavidya is very essential. So you should do, of course, not just know that there are meditations, not just know that there are various karmas and the karma has to be done with a certain attitude, etc. You have to perform, actually. If it is a karma or if it is a upasana, you have to perform it. Then result will come, not just knowledge. In paravidya, definitely just knowing oneself that I am a free self, you become free. Because you are already free. You are already free, but you take yourself bound. Then only knowledge can help you in that. So that way, paravidya, just knowing, you become free. Aparavidya, you know, and then you perform accordingly. Karma or upasana you perform and get rid of obstacles, mala and vikshepa. And that's how these three obstacles have been talked about. One obstacle is taken care of by paravidya, other two obstacles are taken care of by aparavidya, and performance accordingly. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.